Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Funtime Crafts 24/7. Today I have a project share / demo for you. It is 6 different ways to add foiling to your projects with 6 different styles of product. This first example here is using the Heart 2 background from Stamps of Life. This one here, I used both of them to get this cut out. And how I did this, isn't that pretty? This is all foiled. It's foiled with this Gina K fancy foils in sparkling silver. It's really pretty. Holographic stars. So basically what you do is you take a piece of cardstock and you put a piece of adhesive sheet on the top of it. On the top, not on the bottom. And you take your die, you cut it out with the adhesive on the top. Or if you have a punch, you could even just punch it out if you didn't want to. If you have punches, you can do it too. So it's got adhesive on the top. The other thing too that you want to keep in mind is if you're not doing a punch like this where you can just put adhesive on the back and add it to your project, if it's something like this, you'll want to put adhesive on both sides like I did here for this happy birthday sentiment that I'm going to demo for you. I've cut it out. So basically what I did was I took a piece of scrap white cardstock and I ran it through my Xyron both ways so I have adhesive on both sides, and then I cut the birthday out of it so it's got adhesive on both sides of it. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to use this pink foil here, and it is a glimmer. It's a glimmer foil, and it's like in a magenta color. Yeah, magenta. It's in magenta there. And so what we're going to do is we are going to use pressure to activate the toner. So what you want to do is you want to peel the backer off of the adhesive portion. Let's see if I have enough here. Actually, I don't know if I cut my piece big enough to do that extra punch. So you want to make sure to peel the adhesive off the top if you're doing a sentiment or something intricate, because you don't want your words to be backwards, you know. And then place it sticky side up, obviously. I think the length of it is this way. So I'm going to place it on there. And this is just a piece of copy paper I folded in half and laid down on top of my cutting plate, because I don't want all the jinky pieces into the back of my foiling. So take off the adhesive top. Lay it down adhesive side up. Okay. And then you're just going to take your adhesive sheet. Here, let's squish it up together because I don't know how much I have there. I just kind of whacked off a piece is all I did. And so you just want to make sure that you're covering the entire area. Press it on to secure it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it over to your die cutting machine. You're going to, and I don't want my foil to get messed up, so I put copy paper on the top as well. And it gives it extra pressure for the toner, or not the toner, the foil to adhere to the adhesive sheet. You're going to place it on top and you're just going to crank it through your die cut machine. And let's go back again just to make sure that, you know, good measure. Let's see. And what do we have? There you go. First easy way. So now what you ended up here with is a beautiful foiled happy birthday and a beautiful foiled heart embellishment to go on top of a card. So that's our first way. The adhesive sheet method. Oh, and the cool thing about this is because we put adhesive on the back, you know, on both sides, now I can just peel the backer off and put it on a card or whatever project I'm going to put it on. And, okay, so there's that. Now, the second one, these, oh, okay. So let me just move some of this stuff out of the way here. Get rid of that. Move these little projects over. Let's see. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, cool. So now, the second method doesn't require this. It just is burnishing. So my second product are these two items here. They're adhesive pens and a liquid adhesive glue. How these work is you apply them, like you can write someone's name out, you can trace an embellishment like here if you just want to add a little something. And once it dries and you burnish the foil on, this is what it looks like. This is the pen right here. And this actually is the liquid adhesive. And this one's cool because it actually adds dimension and a lot of texture to your card because it's raised. It's pretty neat. So let me show you. These are dry. They dry clear. You kind of have a little bit of a window, and I'm hoping I didn't miss it. And if I did, then we'll go ahead and apply it, and then I'll come back to it and show you what it looks like if it's too dry. So basically, once it turns clear, you want to go ahead and apply your foil. But let me show you what it looks like when you're applying it. So this is the liquid glue. So we're going to do the same thing. It's Valentine's Day, or going to be Valentine's Day here in a month or so. And so I thought you can never have too many pink hearts, right? So I'm just going to do a few of these. And good night, I could use them for several birthday cards. Ooh, whoops. Or whatnot. Okay, so that is, and that's going to dry 3D like that, puffy. And so that's the liquid glue. Oops. And this is the pen. The pen, when you're applying it, you want to make sure that you get quite a bit of the liquid glue on there. And basically, it comes not started, so just like a paint pen, you hold down the little nub and the glue comes out. Here, I'll show you. You start it like this. You hold it down, if you can see that. You hold it down like that, and then see that little pile of glue there? It just comes out. And it's actually kind of nice if you have, because if your pen dries out, you can just tap it. So you want to make sure you get plenty of liquid. See, like that white puddle? You want it to pool like that. And so whether you're writing someone's name or tracing an embellishment or whatnot, just be sure that you're getting plenty on there. You want it to be white. So every now and again, I just kind of prime the nub again to make sure I'm getting plenty of liquid glue on there. This stuff actually dries pretty quick. So there we go there. I just want to add a little more just in case, you know. See how it's drying clear? It's almost done. So here. So now then when you want to activate the adhesive properties of it, you lay your, and what we're going to do is that Gina K sparkling silver, we're going to put that on the top of it. And so I just cut a little piece here. You lay it over the top of it, and then you use, you want to use pressure. You can use your thumb. It's nicer if you actually use a bone folder, though. Or any kind of a tool that you can burnish with real easy to get a good pressure. And so then you just kind of go over it. And this is fun when you're not wanting a lot of foil, but you do want a fun little element to add to your project. This liquid glue is pretty cool. Or the adhesive pen is actually a pretty fun way to do that. Especially the liquid pen because it adds texture and stuff. But if you're in a hurry, that glue pen, boy. And you can just lift it up to see. See, look at that. How fun, right? And see, this one has, I mean, how cool is it? Oh, I hope you were in frame. Well, we burnished it on there. You just lay it over, rub it in with the tool if I wasn't in frame, and then you come out with this really cool, you know, whatever you wrote, the design comes out, and you get fun little embellishments or whatever you want to add to your project. Okay, so that's the second way. So you got your deco foil, liquid glue, or your deco foil adhesive pen. Those two there. Okay, and now our next one is, well, actually, hold on. Let me switch this stuff over here, and then I'll explain it. Okay, so here's our third one. This is Tim Holtz's, I think this is Tim Holtz. Well, it's Ranger. It's Ranger embossing powder, but it's sticky embossing powder. It's basically powdered glue is what you're using here. And how this works is, here's an example, actually. This is the Simon Says stamp center cut snowflake. And so what you do is you take your Versamark ink, and just like you're going to emboss, you ink up your stamp, you press it on there, and then just like embossing powder, you shake this stuff over the top, tap it off, heat it up with your heat gun. That is as far as they are similar, because after that, it is a whole different beast. So then what you do after you heat it up, you have to be ready, like right now, to be able to put, so you want to make sure to put the foil on. So you want to make sure that you have a place to top the powder off, your heat gun's ready, you heat it up, and then you immediately place your foil on the top of your image and you tap it down. And then once it's been, you know, you kind of start tapping it down, then you rub it in, like you rub over the top of it and you burnish it into your design. And then you get a beautiful stamped foiled image. So this technique is good if you want to do a stamped image, any stamped image, whether it's a big one like this or a small sentiment like that, to add a fun foiled element to your project. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you how that works. But isn't that cool? I think it just, any stamp you can make foiled like that. Isn't that, I just think that's the coolest thing. So here we go. So I have this sentiment, thinking of you, and I'm going to do it on red cardstock, and it's Heart Words to Stamp. I'm using that one right there from Stamps of Life, and that's a beautiful, fun little one, especially for, you know, Valentine's Day and stuff. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead, take our Versamark ink, just your regular one, whatever, and we're going to ink it up. This tool that I'm using right now is a Stamparatus from Stampin' Up. It is my absolute favorite stamping tool. I love it. The plates all interchange. I bought multiple plates for it. I love that. So when you're doing layered images and stuff, this thing is brilliant. The trick I did learn while using it is you want to hold the plate in as you're laying it down onto the top of your project. And then press. And if it doesn't come out the way you want it, you can redo it again. Which I think I'm going to do it again for good measure. And the reason you have to hold the plate in, so you get a consistent spot of where it is you're inking at. I think that looks like it's the same. Yeah, look at that. How pretty, right? That looks like it's on there. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way. Get our powder. Okay, and we're ready with our foil. This stuff, look at it, goes everywhere. So you want to make sure you have something to dump it on, you know. Just like embossing powder, same thing. But it's powdered glue. There we go. Now we don't have to be in a hurry with that part. It's only right when we heat it up. So let's go ahead and put this back in here so that way we don't end up with a mess everywhere. Sure as the world. And this is a used one, as you can tell. And so I save these for stuff like this where I don't want to get it mixed up with embossing powder or anything. So I'm actually going to pitch this. You can use a, you know, piece of copy paper or whatever piece of scrap that you want to throw out afterwards. I don't know. I just, peace of mind, want to make sure that it's not going to get mixed with anything because it is powdered glue and all. It's powdered glue and heat reactive, so I'm like, better be safe than sorry. Okay, now's where we have to be super fast. So let's heat our tool up. And I'm just using the Wagner heat tool. This was a suggestion by Jennifer McGuire, and I've been super happy with it. It's really nice. I don't remember if I got it, if it's Hero Art or where it was. You can probably get it on Amazon, though. Okay. And then just like embossing powder, if it was clear, it goes just that fast. I want to make sure that it's all sticky, so I just go over it a little bit of the whole thing. And then you go really quick. And you place it on your foil, pretty side up. Press, press, press. And then you know that it's ready to go when the foil starts to disengage, like it starts to peel off the paper. Then you know that your image is ready and the foil is adhered to the sticky powder. You just kind of rub it in with your finger over the whole image there. And pretty soon it'll just start, see, like that, lifting up. That means it's dried. It's cooled. Oops. It doesn't look like, ooh, well, ready or not, I guess. There you go. And then what they said was if it doesn't get it all, like if you see some empty spots, you just go back over and you press it on. And that's what I did with the snowflake as well. So basically any stamped image, you can put this beautiful foiling on top of. And when you're doing it, you want to make sure that you do have a spot that has foil that you can take from. And now I can cut this out or use a die and cut out a design, you know, cut a design out for it and add it to a card. And look how pretty that is. Let me give you a close-up of that. Well, let's do that, the Y a little bit more. And I imagine if I was doing this and I wasn't, you know, trying to do a video, it'd be a little bit easier. Sometimes the camera's in a precarious spot, so it's like kind of hard to do things. But I think for the most part, that's actually really pretty. So I'll definitely be using that on a project. How fun is that, right? And then any of this extra stuff that has the foil on, you can actually take your that gray eraser and you can erase those off and it comes off real easy. But how fun, cool, right? So there's that one and there's that one. Especially for like fun Christmas, winter, thinking of you, Valentine's cards. How cool, right? Okay, so there's that. Next, let me clean this up and then I'll get the next one. Okay, so here's our fourth way to foil, and it is using either printed toner images or Gina Case foil mates, like these here, or these like backgrounds. You can get backgrounds or you can get like sentiments and stuff, and then just like the sparkling star glitter sheets I showed you, you can get those for these as well, or you can use a heat or textile reactive of transfer foil, and deco foil is most all deco foil is heat or textile. So basically you can use adhesive or heat to do it, and or, you know, heat or adhesive. And so that's what we're going to use today. And so basically what it is the foil mates come in 8.5 by 5.5 inch sheets. And I just cut this one down. I cut it in half. And then I foiled it with this really cool rainbow transfer foil here from Deco Art, or iCraft Deco Foil. And I got this really fun outcome with that. And I thought it was really cool. The thing about the when you're using a laminator and doing this technique, you want to make sure that your machine is hot enough. You want it to be set to 5 mil. You want it to be running for at least 10 minutes so the machine is good and warm, because toner takes heat. And basically anything that you print out of a laser printer, because laser printers use toner, you can foil any of that, any of those images, any sayings you type out, anything you find that you print on the web. You can actually use a heat transfer foil on them and run them through your laminator, and they'll be beautiful images. So you want to print out a special, you know, happy birthday so-and-so, happy, you know, 95th birthday mom, or whatever. You can do that and foil it, and it'll be pretty. And so I'm going to do it fast, though. I'm going to use one of Gina K's foil sheets, foil mate sheets, and I've got it cut down here. Hers come with a carrier sheet, which this is just a folded 8.5 by 11 sheet of parchment paper. And what you do is you stick the toner sheet inside, whatever size you want. You lay your foil on top of it, pretty side up, in the fold. You want to make sure that you don't have that it's on there really flat, so you don't get air bubbles, because the air bubbles won't adhere to the toner. And so you just want to make sure that you have it smooth down and flat. Then I feed it folded side in like this through my machine, and it's been going. It's good and hot here. And so we're gonna go ahead, and even though it says it's ready, like this is a Scott laminator, it's the big laminator. I got it at Walmart. It was like less than $30, I think. It heats up in 1 minute, but you still want to let it go longer than that. You want to make sure it's hot. So they suggest 10 minutes and on 5 mil. So that's what we have here. So as soon as it's gone through, you can actually check it by just peeling up a tiny corner of it and looking to see if it's adhered. I'm going to, for good measure, just run it through again. I really want it to be stuck on there. And then we'll do a little reveal here. These foil mates are quick and easy and super fun. You can use her foil sheets. You can use deco foil. You can use the glimmer hot foil with it. Just as long as it's toner reactive, you're good to go. Heat reactive foil. Yeah, so we're just about done here. See how quick that is? I mean, it's easy peasy. So if you got a laser printer and want to do this, you are set. See, like this bubbled a ton. I don't think you really want to do big sections like this. Yeah, that's quite the bummer. I mean, it's still beautiful. Come on, right? How fun is that? It just has a few spots, and honestly, the bulk of it is in the middle, so you can actually just put a sentiment there. Back it on some pretty cardstock, and how fun, right? That's pretty cool. And I don't have anything printed off my computer. I do have a laser printer, but I didn't even think about it. But this is same thing, though. Same thing. And there you go. There's that way. This is pretty fun. And so let me clean this up, and then I'll show you our next method. Okay, just a sec. Okay, guys, so here's method number 5. This here is using the Transfer Gel Duo. It's a deco foil. It's a 2-way transfer gel, which you can use heat, a laminator, or you can use no heat. And I found that this stuff works really good just right through your Big Shot or your Big Kick, your die machine. The pressure, I made this beautiful design here, And how cool is that? And this is using the holographic rainbow by Deco Foil. These are really inexpensive. They have 5 6x12 sheets in there, and they're really easy, really nice to use. So really inexpensive as well. Not much to get that gorgeous effect there. I really like it. I like using the stencils and stuff to be able to do that. And so what I've done here is I've taken this stencil and I used this palette knife and I just ran over it with the foil. So this here is just about, this is what it looks like when it's just about done. Like this is all dried clear, but you can see there's a little bit of cloudiness here, which I don't think I'm going to have an issue with that. And even if I do, I can actually embellish over that with the project I'm actually going to use this on. So I'll go ahead and do that. But I wanted to show you what it looks like when you first put it on. And so let's move this over for just a second. And we'll put this over here. So all you do is you lay your stencil down. It works nicer if they do have pixie spray on them, but I was in a hurry and I haven't put the pixie spray on it. This is what it looks like. It's like a creamy, I don't know, paste. It's a super creamy like paste. So you just need a little bit of it, and then you just use your palette knife and you just go over the image. And you don't need a lot. You just want to make sure that your entire image, anywhere you want foil, is covered. It's good to work fast too on this because there's a lot of moisture in this gel and it buckles the paper, which then in turn buckles your stencil and lifts it, and then you get like kind of, it oozes under the stencil. So you'll definitely want to try to work a little bit fast. And I'm not worried about the overage on the outside there. I think it's just going to add to the grunginess of this project that I'm actually going to make. So I kind of like that actually. So there we go. And then you want to wash your tools off, your stencil and your tools off right away. Right away in cold water. Emphasis on cold water. Hot water will dry it instantly to your tools and you'll have trouble scrubbing it off. Ask me how I know. Experience. Okay, I'm going to wash these off and then I'll be back and run it through. Okay, so I got that stuff washed off, so let's switch. And this, since we're running it through the big kick here, I'm still going to, I do not want to, let me move this to the table. I don't want to get anything in that one. Ooh, that'd be a mess. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put this on my cutting plate. And I'm still going to use the, I don't want the ickiness, so I'm going to leave my copy paper on there. I'm going to put my, is that going to go? Please say I don't have to get I might have to get the big one. Hold on. Let's just go for it. No, it'll give a crappy image. Okay, hold on. Let me switch machines. Okay, I had to get the big Mama Jam out. This is the Big Shot Plus because I didn't measure. I just willy-nilly'd it. So then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this copper deco foil in copper. And I'm just going to lay it on pretty side up on top of the transfer gel. And I don't want it to get nasty, so I'm going to put a piece of copy paper on there. Put my top cutting plate on. And anytime you add shims when you're doing gel transfer, it just helps with pressure. So that's just fine. And then we're going to run it through. And hopefully I got enough room. I hope you guys can see, and this is all in frame. Hopefully. Okay, and I'll try not to shake you to pieces. And we're going to go like we did the other one. We're going to go through, and then we're going to go back. Oh, I wonder if I got far enough. Hold on, let me do it one more time. So I don't know if I went all the way or not. I don't think I did. Okay, there. I think that got everything pressed down because it's pressure. Transfer gel uses pressure in your cutting machine. Whoa. I didn't have it all covered. Oh, man. That's what happens when you don't cover the whole... See, I missed it with the foil, so the glue just stuck to the paper. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, how fun is that? Come on, that's pretty cool. And here, yeah, let me trim this up. How that is cool. How, oh wow, how, that's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So I'll just trim that up when I stick it on the project. And won't that be fun? Isn't that cool? In this, you just have to wait so you put it on like I showed you, and it goes on white, and then you wait till it's clear. And even those spots that, you know, weren't all the way dry, it doesn't bother me. It just adds to the aesthetics of it. I think it's just super cool, like the texture and everything you get from it. And like there, it just kind of ripped right there because it was like over dried. It wasn't very thick. And so I think that ended up actually really cool. So this, let's see here. So this and this was made with this Transfer Gel Duo. This stuff works really nice, and it's quick. You don't just a die cut machine and you're good to go, and you get really cool results like that. I love it. Okay, so now the last but not least is the Transfer Gel Blanco, but that takes the laminator, so we got to go to the other side of the room. So just one sec. Okay, so here's our last method, and this is if you use regular transfer gel, either in the Blanco or in the clear. This stuff, you have to use a laminator with it. And it goes on just like the Transfer Gel Duo that you can use either in the laminator or in your Big Shot or your die cut machine and use pressure. You put it on just the same way. So let me show you. This version, I'm showing this to you because the Transfer Gel, the clear one, the regular, dries just like the Duo does. It dries clear. Whereas this one actually dries white. And the purpose for this one is if you're working on like black cardstock and you want your foil to be bright, to stay bright and vibrant, instead of go dark, that's what you use this for, on transferring foil onto dark paper. So I was going to show you, I've got this one already pre-done, and this one is using the Stamps of Life wedding ring circle stencil. And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm not going to do the whole thing on this one. I'm just going to do a couple of the corners. And I do have pixie spray on this. On the other one I didn't, but I've used a stencil before, and so sometimes pixie spray, you can actually get a couple of applications even after you wash them off. So we're just going to go ahead and do like the top and a bottom corner, or like there and there. And I'll show you. And on here, see, this is dry. This is ready to go through the laminator. It goes on white and it stays white. And so this stuff here, though, same, just like transfer gel, you want to make sure that you have even coverage, and all the surfaces that you want to have foil on have transfer gel on them. So I hope you can see. Just like this, you want to work pretty quick because it puts a lot of moisture on the paper, and you don't want it to ooze. Like this, I wasn't fast enough, and some of it kind of went under the stencil. You don't want that to happen, so if you work quickly before the paper gets buckled, then you'll have much better results with your stenciling. And this type of foiling is nice because if you're kind of going for a mixed media vibe, you can just kind of press it through the stencil in various parts, and you don't have to be perfect about it. You're not wanting perfect coverage for that type of application. So with just like the transfer gel, this stuff, you want to, after you're done, you want to wash your tools and your your stencils right away because it dries very quickly on them in cold water. And then you want to let this dry for about an hour You want to make sure, and then you can tell that this is dry because you can come over here and you can actually touch it and it's not wet anymore. And so I'm going to go wash this stuff up and then we'll run it through the laminator. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. So just like the toner sheets, when you run anything through the laminator, you want a carrier sheet. So I'm just going to use a piece of copy paper here. And you're going to want to put your, whatever you want to have foiled in there. We're going to use this Glimmer hot foil, that magenta that I showed you earlier. So I'm going to try. And I had a little bit of seepage under my stencil, so I'm going to hope for the best on this one. So you want to make sure to smooth it and flatten it down so you don't get that. I think when they're really big like this and you run them through the laminator is, you know, when you get some of the air pockets. So I'm actually, instead of running it wide, I'm going to try running this through long ways like this through the laminator and hope we get better results with that. There we go. And then we'll go over and we'll recap all the different ways that we can add foil. And I might have to redo this one. I might have to run it through the machine again. But I think my absolute favorite way and the quickest is by far the adhesive sheet method. Because you can take a plain die cut, put adhesive on the top of it, throw some foil on there, run it through your die cut machine, and instantly get cool, fun results right away, and you don't need any extra stuff. Now, mixed media wise, my favorite is definitely the Transfer Gel Duo, because whether you're doing stencils or you use your palette knife and you put it on top of a, because you can even put that on top of an ephemera piece or any kind of an embellishment, a wooden piece. Like if you had those wooden pieces, you could actually use a palette knife and put it over that. Ooh, should we? Oh, it looks pretty good. Let's go one more time, though, just for GPs. It looks like it's going to be really cool. And it's bright, too. That's the cool thing about the Blanco is when you want your foil to stay vibrant and you're on dark, that really works nice. But anyhow, the Transfer Gel Duo is my second favorite for adding it to mixed media type projects or cards or anything like that in a really, you know, unique and different way. The pens, the liquid adhesive or the glue pen, if you want to personalize something or add it to embellishments or something, that's actually pretty cool. Because you can even use the adhesive pens for like the wooden embellishments and stuff. And then put your deco foil on that. Alright, here's the reveal. The moment of truth. There it is. It didn't get, because I didn't have it even. I was moving a piece of paper while it was wet and it gouged it. Bummer. And then, see what happens? It seeped through. That's why you get the white and stuff. But this, honestly, will be a super fun mixed media type background. I could definitely add to this, whether I put some lace on it, some super fun grungy type pieces and make a really cool card out of this. I think it will be awesome. And actually I could even cut those off and use those. I mean, how fun is that? That's pretty cool. But anyways, so that's the Blanco. So yeah, if you hurry up and get your transfer gel on there and you won't get all that seepage under the stencil and stuff like that. But that's what that stuff's all about. And practice makes perfect. I don't use this stuff all the time. So the more you use it, the easier it will be. And then you'll get your own technique on how to do things. So let's go over to the other side of the room and we'll look at all the different ways really quick. A little recap. Just a sec. Okay, so recap. This first method with the adhesive sheets. If you're using die cuts, you can use that, this adhesive sheet method. If you actually just want to add adhesive to the top of a wooden embellishment piece or something like that, you could even do that. And then you can burnish it in, the foil in with your bone folder. You can also use the deco pen here. This liquid adhesive or the deco foil adhesive pen. And these are for adding accents, for personalizing. If you want to write with someone's name, you just want to add a little bit here or there. The liquid adhesive also adds texture to it because it stays raised in 3-dimensional. So keep that in mind. The sticky powder, if you're wanting to foil a stamp, this is a really good way to do that. Use your Versamark ink and then apply heat, and then remember to go quickly once you've heated up the powder. The Transfer Duo, if you're doing stenciling, if you want to use your palette knife and trowel it on top of ephemera pieces or something like that, accents, whatever, this is a good way. And then you can use pressure your die cut machine to transfer in this method. Toner sheets. So if you want to print out something off your laser printer and personalize it that way, you can do that. And this uses a hot laminator in your foil. And then last but not least, the Blanco or regular transfer gel you use with the laminator. The Blanco, if you're doing dark surfaces, to keep the foil bright and to pop. And then the regular transfer gel if you're on lighter colors or if you just like the look of it. Because this is similar to, and you still get, so if you had regular transfer gel, I mean, how cool is that? It would be the same. So there you go. There it is there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it was helpful. And hope you guys have a fantastic week. Oh, Happy New Year. Hope you have a wonderful new year. And we'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.